up, beautiful people, and welcome back to another Unapologetically Mercy video. How you doing? Today in this video, we will be talking about Mercury Retrograde in Gemini. So if you're interested and you want to learn about this transit, stay tuned and let's get right into the video. Let's talk about retrograde. A retrograde is basically a time frame where we are rethinking, reevaluating, relearning, releasing things in different areas of our life. This retrograde will be in the planet Mercury, and Mercury is a planet of communication, logic, thinking, and intelligence. Gemini is ruled by the planet Mercury. Mercury is also the ruler of the third house, which is the house of communication. During this Mercury retrograde time period, there will be a lot of communicating from whether it's an ex or someone new coming into your life or a specific area of your life where you wanting to talk more or feeling more confident to talk about that specific area of your life, whether it could be career, love, finances, self-love, self-worth, whatever the case might be. Mercury will be in retrograde from May 29th through June 22nd. This is Mercury's second retrograde of 2021. We will have one more later on this year. And I believe that one will also be in another air sign. Gemini is an air sign. Another thing that is common during retrogrades is with there being errors or issues with technology, there could be misunderstanding in communication, or they might be saying something about don't sign legal documents or travel or travel during this time. But that's not to say that you do not have to travel or you don't have to sign these contracts. If you need to do it, just make sure, just be aware that there can be delays or errors or issues that could pop up during the next 3-week time frame. So this retrograde could be bringing up mix-ups when it comes to your thinking, socializing, or communicating. You might be having so many thoughts of, oh, I want to do this today. Ooh, this is the list of things I want to do for today. And you might not do any of those things on the list because you have other ideas that pop up and you're like, oh no, I'd rather do this instead. I feel more drawn to do this instead. You might be feeling all over the place with your thoughts and your emotions. You could be overthinking, especially coming out of this full moon lunar eclipse time period as we are entering this retrograde. This retrograde is asking you to relinquish your needs for things to go the way that you want it to go. Release the control and expectation that things have to go the way that you are planning it in your head. It's more, 9 times out of 10, Spirit's timing, Divine's timing is totally different than our timing that we want things to happen, and that is okay. The things that are meant for us to receive or the things that are meant for us to release will happen in divine timing. So just go with the flow, and yeah. Like I mentioned earlier with the theme of retrogrades, this will be a time for you to rethink, review, reassess all of the unfinished business that you need to release or accept during this time frame. So let's say maybe an ex might be coming back onto your mind and you're not 100% sure why. Maybe it's time for you to reflect on that relationship and see, what did I learn from this? What did I not like about it? X, Y, Z, or maybe it could be a friendship. This could also be related to any fears towards any projects that you might have wanted to start that you wanted to start, whether it's business related or hobby related. Maybe you've had this idea of wanting to start this business for the last year or so, and fear and imposter syndrome has really been getting in the way. And maybe during this time you're reflecting and rethinking, why haven't I achieved this goal of starting this business yet? Why haven't I gained the mindset and the clarity on starting this business? Maybe this will be a time where you'll be rethinking those things and figuring out, should I continue to go for this or should I just scrap this all together and it's no longer serving me going forward. This will also be a time where you will be inspired to rethink the way that you use your mind and remaining open to new ideas. So maybe your perspective is changing when it comes to a specific individual or relationship, whether it's platonic or romantic or like a family member. Maybe you used to accept certain things in the past that you're now in a space where you're no longer accepting it. You're putting up your boundaries. You're saying no more. You're not tolerating any of the toxic, gaslighting, manipulative type of, energies or vibrations in your life. So let's say, for example, maybe there's a friend, a family member, or a relationship, whether it's platonic or romantic, that you used to look at a totally different way than you do now. Maybe you used to say, hey, maybe I can't imagine my life without that person in it. And now, after you might have been like not talking to them for a while, or you might have been growing, or you might have been growing your separate ways. Maybe you're in a space where like, what about that relationship is no longer serving me? What about this relationship that I used to accept or now I'm no longer accepting? You're just rethinking how you did relationships, or you're rethinking how you love yourself. You're rethinking how you perceive other people and their opinions and their mindsets. You're being open to hearing their perspective and not negatively bashing them, or actually hearing where they're coming from. Even if you disagree, you're like, okay, I see where you're coming from, being more empathetic and more understanding. I hope that example made sense, because I feel like I was all over the place. But yeah. How will this Mercury retrograde impact me personally? I'd say check where Mercury is in your chart, especially in your personal planets. Also check your third house, since that is the house that Mercury rules over. And I believe that mutable signs will be impacted by this retrograde more than others. Don't quote me on that, but look into that if you are a mutable sign also. Yeah, guys, that's all that I have for you guys today on Mercury retrograde in Gemini. So if you have made it to the end of this video, leave a Gemini emoji to let me know that you have made it to the end of this video. Okay. Until next time, you guys stay blessed with peace, one love, and high vibrations. Continue to release the things that are no longer serving you. Continue to release that fear that is blocking you from living the life that you know that you deserve and you want. Continue to go towards your goals and your dreams because you deserve it. Until next time.